guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Katie and today I am doing my Christmas gift guide. I do this every year. I'm doing a little bit earlier this year because I'm trying to get it done and so you guys can see it before all the sales happen. We've got Black Friday coming up and I know everybody is already thinking about their Christmas gifts, so that's why I thought I'd put it up a bit earlier this year to give you guys a little bit of help in it. So the first thing I have is a essential oil diffuser. These can get crazy expensive. I was really shocked on the expense of these essential oil diffusers and the essential oils as well. But I found some on Amazon that I actually really like. The first one has a bowl that it sits in and then it's got like a long trunk looking thing and it comes out through the top almost like a volcano, and I actually have this in my entryway. I love this. It has a little band that lights up around the sides and you can choose the color or have it change colors. The second one is a smaller bowl, and these actually come in different shades, by the way. I think there's like a white or a blonde wood and then the dark wood. But the second one is a smaller bowl where it just comes out of the top, and I actually have this in my bedroom on my nightstand. And before I go to bed, I'd say about 2 hours before I go to bed, I start diffusing lavender oil because that's supposed to be really relaxing and help with sleep and all of that. And so I put that on to diffuse for about 2 hours before I go to bed, and then when I go in I just turn it off. All of these have timer settings, so it'll run for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, or just run until empty. It's up to you. And finally, for diffusers, the third one I actually have over here in the corner, but it's like a little red bowl. And it's got a little bit of wood along the bottom. With this, it diffuses out of the side corner of the bowl, and this one you can light up in a multitude of colors. It also changes itself, and this one is the same. You can run it for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, or just leave it on. The next thing I have are gym mats, and that's because a lot of us are getting into working out at home. We're doing Lucy Wyndham Reed's workouts, and something that I really struggle with is my feet and my ankles because I have travertine tile through my entire house, and walking on it day in and day out and trying to work out on it just kills me. So I purchased these mats on Amazon, and they actually come in about, it's like 6 feet by 6 feet, or you can do 12 feet by 12 feet. They assemble so quickly and disassemble so quickly as well. They are a dream to work out on, and they're super quiet. They're made of like a cushiony rubbery material, so it's not foam, but it's also not rubber either, because it does have a little bit of give, but not like foam. It's so interesting. I don't know what it's made out of, but actually the reason I bought them was because they were cheap and I love them. I was actually working out the other day with my friend Vanessa, and her son Tyler was with us, and we gave him the other portion. So like I said, it comes with 6 black squares and 6 gray squares, and we gave him the 6 black squares, and he took those and was like putting it together like a puzzle while we were actually getting our workout done. The next 2 things I have are for people who are really into astrology. I saw this book on Britney Spears' Instagram. It's called Astrology for the Soul, and she was talking about how she was really enjoying it and she felt like it was like telling her so much about herself. I'm not one of those people that's really into astrology. I know I'm a Scorpio and my rising sun is Scorpio, but I also don't really know what any of that means. So, but I do have a friend who's massively into astrology, and I actually purchased this book as well as the next book as her Christmas gifts this year. The next one is called The Astrology of You and Me, and this is actually really interesting. So I did go through and read this, and basically it tells you how to deal with people based off of their astrological sign. So I'm a Scorpio, so it'll tell you like how to break up with me, how to tell me that you like me, how to fire me, how to hire me, how to work with me, how to deal with me if I'm your roommate. Like, it has every scenario under the sun, And I was really intrigued. And as I was reading through it, I was like, yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. And I even did it for a few of my friends based on their signs. And I was blown away because I was like, oh my gosh, this is like literally them to a T. So I highly, highly recommend this, especially for anybody that's into astrology. The next thing I have is the Yeti tumbler. I have been using this because I'm trying to get a gallon of water in me per day. I keep a gallon jug in my fridge and then I just pour it into whatever I'm drinking out of. And one of the issues I have with plastic bottles is it doesn't keep the water cold, and so I have started using the Yeti tumbler. It is insane how cold it keeps it, especially if you put ice in there. It'll still be cold the next day, which is like shocking. But with this you can actually buy like little accessories for it. You can buy a little handle that goes on it. There's a multitude of different tumblers and ramblers that you can choose from, but just really anything from the Yeti brand as far as drinking devices, people are gonna love. The next thing I have is a infusing water bottle. I got this for my sister-in-law and my mom, and they both love it. Basically, it's a glass water bottle. You can choose the color. They had like purple, white, black, and rose gold. And it's got like a little fruit basket that you can put your mint and cucumber, or maybe you might do strawberries and blueberries, whatever type of water you want. You put it in the basket and then close it up, and as you're drinking, it's like infusing your water. So that is something that they both really loved, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna include it in my women's gift guide because I know that there's so many other women out there that would love it as well. The next thing I have is a weighted blanket. This is something that has massively taken off amongst just everyday people, and they're actually designed for people who suffer from anxiety, and I got it for my mom because she has fibromyalgia, and she was saying sometimes just having like something like a pillow or something that applies pressure helps. So I got her the weighted blanket and she really loves it. Now, in order to buy this, you need to know how much the person weighs, because I think you buy the weight based off of 20% of their weight, or it might be 30%, I can't quite remember. But on Amazon, they're very reasonable. Some of the ads I've seen on Instagram, these weighted blankets are $200-$300. I bought this on Amazon, it was 40 bucks. And I'm really, really happy with it. My mom is really happy with it. She says it's good quality. It's also washable, so you don't have to worry about I think it's glass beads. You don't have to worry about them coming out or breaking or anything like that. And she just really likes it. Next up, I have the foam roller. I love foam rolling. It's so good for you. It releases all of that lactic acid that builds up in your muscles when you work out. And I found this one on Amazon for $16. It's like a mini one. It's got like little grooves and stuff on it because it'll massage as it's doing it. And I highly recommend this. Anybody that's into working out should have a foam roller so that they can do this. It's really easy to do. I will link a video down below that I like to follow. It's for full body foam rolling. Takes like 15 minutes. You can do it at night while you're watching TV. The next thing I have are these acrylic brush or pen holders. I use these to hold my makeup brushes and I love them. Acrylic holders are so expensive because they're really on trend, and I found these on Amazon for a really reasonable price. I purchased 2 of them and I just set them side by side, and I have my beauty blenders, my foundation brushes, my blending brushes, my shadow brushes all lined up, so they're really easy for me to grab, and I highly recommend them. They come with 4 slots in them, and by purchasing 2 I ended up with 8, but you could just do the 1 if they just need the 1. The next thing I have is the Revlon hair dryer brush roller. I'm not quite sure what it's called. I've always struggled with this. I'm sure you guys saw my first impression where I was like, what is this even called? I really like this. My hairstylist was saying she actually sees bigger brands getting ready to come out with these, and it's because it's so much easier to use. It kind of imitates a blowout at home. It's really difficult to do a blowout on yourself because you kind of have to have 3 arms, and we obviously don't have that, especially trying to get in the back of our head. So with this, you're able to basically give yourself a blowout. It smooths your hair, straightens it if you want that, all while drying your hair at the same time. It does have a really high, hot high setting. So I always keep mine on low just so I don't damage my hair, but I am absolutely loving this. And again, it's like $39, $40, something like that. So it's not gonna break the bank. The next thing I have in here is the Fenty eyeshadow palette. This palette is really gorgeous. It does have a variety of colors, so it really kind of will suit pretty much anybody. Fenty is a really on-trend brand right now. It's a brand owned by Rihanna. All of their products are just amazing. People rave about them. I have yet to try them, but everybody that I know is just constantly talking about them. And I thought I would include the eyeshadow palette because while it is a bit more expensive, it's more high quality and it's something that people probably are lusting after but won't buy for themselves. Next up is the Hermes Twilly collection. So I am obsessed with Hermes Twilly. It is my favorite perfume ever. Like, I thought the Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb was like it for me, but Twilly took its place. Like, it's a really light, beautiful scent. I feel like it would be suitable for any woman. I think that any woman would really like it because it's soft, it's not overwhelming, it's not too fruity, but also not too florally at the same time. And it's just such a beautiful set. And I think any woman opening an Hermes box on Christmas Day is just going to be blown away. The next thing I have is the Slip Silk pillowcase. Slip is the brand that I personally use for my hair ties. I also use their pillowcases. It's a silk pillowcase and it keeps from collecting like the oils from your hair and off your face and stuff like that. I really love them. I've been using them for about 2 years now and I have noticed a difference. My hair isn't as frizzy, although it's massively frizzy today because we have some crazy humidity going on, but it isn't as frizzy in the morning, and also it's not as tangled. That's like the biggest thing for me because I have thick fine hair, so it means I have fine hair but a whole lot of it, and it gets tangled so easy and drives me crazy. And so one of the things I like about the silk pillowcase is I don't wake up with as many knots on the back of my head because I sleep on my back, and that is where all of like my knots always collect, is right back here. The next thing I have is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Melt Proof Brow Kit. So it comes with the Dip Brow Pomade and the Dip Brow Gel, plus the number 12 brush to use in the pomade. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills brow products. That's actually where they got their start, was they were a brow company. And I love anything to do with their brow stuff. It's amazing. I actually have the brow gel and I obsess over it. It's one of those things that when you're doing like a no makeup look, you can actually just run that through your brows without going crazy filling them in, and be looking natural but without a whole lot of effort. The next thing I have is the Kiehl Creme de Corps oil and body butter. This stuff is like to die for. The combination together, either one is good, but the combination together, after you get out of the shower, you spritz the oil all over, just like whoosh, 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 and then you use the body fluff, I think it's called, which is like super whipped and fluffy. Oh my gosh, you are so hydrated, your body feels so good, and it's the perfect time of year to be using this. Going into winter, we're all going to be dealing with cooler weather, which means drier skin, and I can't rave about this enough. The next thing I have on here is all three of the Norvina palettes, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. They're just so beautiful. I just love them. I really want to get them for myself, especially number 3, because I feel like I really resonate with number 3 the most. But I'm just looking at them right now and I'm just like, oh, they're so nice. Why are they so pretty? Norvina actually launched her own brand under the Anastasia Beverly Hills brand, and so it's a brand within a brand. People got really confused by that. They're like, why are you coming out with so many products all at once? And it was because it was a soft launch of a new brand under their umbrella. So going into Sephora, you'll start seeing the end caps where it says Norvina and all the Norvina products. If you don't know who Norvina is, she is the daughter of Anastasia Beverly Hills. Well, I guess her name isn't Beverly Hills. She's the daughter of the woman Anastasia who started Anastasia Beverly Hills, and she has taken over the running of Anastasia Beverly Hills. The next thing I have is a cleaning product. It is the Roomba mop. I know I raved about this last year and I'm doing it again this year. If you really love somebody, get them a cleaning product that makes it to where they don't have to clean. Because we just don't have enough time. I saw a thing the other day that said that, what did it say? The stay-at-home housewife was really just free labor, and that it's like a throwback to the end of World War II. It's not something that's really sustainable. So many families have to have two incomes. I know that mine does, and you know, everyone I know. I don't know anybody who is an actual stay-at-home mom that does nothing else except parent and clean. Everyone I know that works from home. So I really feel like for myself, I bought myself the mop last year as a birthday gift because it is an investment, but I use it every day, and that's 20 to 30 minutes that I'm doing something else and the mop is doing its own thing. I'm also including the Roomba vacuum because that's another thing. I have tile everywhere. I have to vacuum every single day, and it's another thing that takes 20 to 30 minutes to do the entire place. And so at the end of the day, I'm saving myself 40 to 60 minutes a day. That's an hour a day that I get back to myself in order to be doing something more productive than vacuuming and mopping. The next thing I have on here is the Ninja Foodi all-in-one cooker. It's like a pressure cooker, a baker. You can do air frying. I got this for my birthday. I'm obsessed with it, you guys. Like, you have no idea how obsessed I am. I highly recommend it. With the Instant Pot, you can only pressure cook. I guess you can saute as well, but with this having the air fryer in there, like, I'm sold. You can bake banana bread, bake a cake, like all kinds of stuff. And I am obsessed. I actually got rid of my Instant Pot and I'm just using this now. I also would recommend the Foodi blender. It does soups, so it's a hot and cold blender. You can make ice cream, you can make cocktails, you can make soup, you can do a hearty soup or a smooth soup. So the other night I made chicken noodle soup, and then the day after that I did a cream of broccoli soup, and both of them came out amazing. I will say, if you have big families that you're trying to feed, that's not where it's at, because it's only going to make about enough for about 3 to 4 people. But if you're only feeding 2 to 3 people, massively recommend it. And that is my Christmas gift guide for women. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you guys some ideas. Also, please leave ideas in the comments below. Let's help each other out. It's so hard to buy gifts for people, especially nowadays where there's so many options. It's almost overwhelming trying to figure out what somebody would want. So please leave comments down below helping each other out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.